Hey, it's Taylah with you for breakfast this morning, and it's not every day that you come across an instrument so unique that it's the only one in Australia. Sound therapist Andrew Cox is here, and he's about to show us the tremendous chord. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Welcome. And for folks who are listening right now, if you want to see all of the things in my studio, head to the RTR FM Facebook page. We are going live. But Andrew, thank you for coming in and bringing all of your toys. There is heaps going on in here at the moment. I want to start by asking you what it is that you do as a sound therapist.
Yeah, sure. So I use various musical instruments, choose different notes and sequences of notes to evoke different feelings, help people release things, help people achieve more things in their life as well. So the different notes and frequencies, when played in the correct order, can evoke a tremendous amount of different feelings and can be very therapeutic for people.
Okay. I imagine that means that you've done like a lot of tinkering around in your time to kind of get the right balance.
A little bit, but there's actually a lot of information that goes back 2,000 years ago from Pythagoras, and which is a good segue to the new instrument. A lot of his thinkings, because Pythagoras was walking along the street one day and he heard some chap playing hammering out a sword, and he heard all the overtones in the sword. And he thought, oh, well, that's really interesting. So he studied the overtones, and that's how we have the harmonic scale.
Okay.
So it goes right back. And one of the instruments that we play is a rain stick, which evokes the sound of a snake. And a snake is a very healing sound. And in ancient Greece, they had healing temples. And the healing temples were full of snakes. And the snakes would make this sound, and that's really good for our nervous systems.
Interesting.
So I make a snake sound at the end of our sessions.
Okay,
So, yeah.
I'm looking forward to hearing that. Now, the thing that caught my attention that made me want you to come in and show me is this big thing in the corner. It is the tremendous chord. Tell me what I'm looking at and how this came about.
Absolutely. So this is a 56-stringed instrument. It's double-sided, so half the strings are on one side and then the other. Part of it is a variation of the Japanese koto. Another part of it is the Indian tempura. And then on the top is the Greek monochord, which harks back to Pythagoras. But instead of having one string, I've actually got 26 strings on the top, mostly tuned to the same note. And when we play one string on the top, it resonates with the strings underneath that are tuned to the same note and the same frequency.
So it's
they
triggering
sing.
it.
Yeah. So you know, for example, if I play. So the first note you heard, the boom, was just the C2, but then underneath is actually the Indian tempura vibrating as well.
Yeah, and it totally has that sound about it as well. Where did you get the idea to have this crafted? Because I imagine this is not something you can just pick up at your local music store.
It was, totally custom made for me by a Swiss-German luthier who expertly put it all together using concert quality wood. It took 12 months from when I ordered it. The idea really came from when I saw an experiment with two tuning forks tuned the same, and one was activated, and then the other one on the other side of the room, which is exactly the same note, started to vibrate all by itself. It's called entrainment, and that's why different notes and sounds are so good for the human body, because all our cells are vibrating as well. And as we play harmonious notes, the cells in our body also vibrate. They feel that vibration. And this instrument elegantly demonstrates that with the two strings ringing at the same time.
We're catching up with Andrew Cox this morning. He's a sound therapist. He has crafted this incredible 56-string instrument, which you're going to get to hear a little bit about live in action shortly. If you're curious about what it looks like, you can head to RTR FM's Facebook page. We're going live there right now, and you can see all of it in its glory. You've also brought some other friends along with you this morning, and you're going to play a little bit in piece of all of them.
Sure.
Do you want to talk us through what's going on?
I'll talk you through and just give you a sample. So we'll begin with the Tibetan, or this one's actually made in Nepal. This is a Tibetan bowl. It's made of a number of different types of steel, so usually 7 different types of steel, and this is probably the most ancient of my instruments. They're all handmade, and even if you just play this for a couple of hours, you'll feel fantastic. The overtones will wash over your body, help you feel really, really calm. So that's where I started my journey. I was having some healing problems of my own, and I went to a sound meditation and I heard this. I was like, wow, that's amazing. As a musician, I was fascinated. I must get some of these, and I started my journey of learning all about them. And then next up, I'll show you the crystal singing bowls, these are probably one of the most modern instruments. These look like big Tupperware bowls, but they're made out of quartz crystal. So they're 99.9% quartz crystal, and they produce a very accurate note. So I have an F note, the green one, and now this is a red one. This is the C note, and together they make a perfect fifth, a really harmonious frequency which really calms the body down and the mind. And you can play them like that, or you can just slightly tap the bowl and evoke different sounds. So I like using these when I'm working on something in particular. I can use I actually have 19 of these to get the different notes if you're working on sleep or restless leg syndrome or some emotional issues that you want to let go of. These are really accurate for that. And then I have probably equally ancient are the gongs, and these are my two favorite gongs, because we have here a gong which is actually tuned to the frequency of the earth. So it sounds like this. So a chap called Hans Cousteau back in the 1970s worked out the mathematical equation of what the different planets are vibrating at. So and then Pasty Gongs made some planet gongs which are all tuned to the different bodies. This one's the moon, to bring some balance to our morning. Obviously a higher frequency being a smaller body. And then I also like to play for a little bit of grounding towards the end of our meditations, because we do a weekly meditation and sound healing. I like the drum. The drum's probably the most popular, and people feel this vibration. So this drum comes from Russia. It has 14 resonators. It's a shamanic drum. The resonators are these big knobbly bits. So normally a drum is round and flat on the sides. This one has raised sections which really help the vibration, the sound. I could play it over you if you like, Taylah. You might.
I can feel that, yeah.
So this really grounds people and shakes up energy, and people feel fantastic when they feel this over them.
You have so many things with you this morning. I feel like I've just been treated to my own private sound meditation session. For folks at home, if you're listening, you're not tuned into Ambient Zone on RTR FM. It is still breakfast. But Andrew Cox is with us this morning and is about to whip out the tremendous chord, 56-string custom-made instrument, which is the reason he's here this morning.
Great. So this is the monochord. So this is the 26 strings, mostly tuned to the same note. Not all of them. We've got a perfect fifth, like I described with the bowls when I play these deeper strings. I'm just rolling my hands over the strings. Now if I flip it around, so I'm just going to turn the instrument, just rolling it around now. It's on some stands, and I have the Japanese koto here. And then the Indian tambura.
There are almost no words for what we've experienced in here this morning. If you've just tuned in, Andrew Cox is joining us in the studio. You can head to the RTR FM Facebook page to get a bit of a visual on what's been happening. He's a sound therapist. We're talking about all of his toys, including a custom-made tremendous cord this morning. You're going to end on the rain stick.
I'll end on the rain stick and some chimes. So this is the sound of rain. That's what I was describing earlier. And then I think the other favourite that we have are these beautiful chimes. They come from the Pyrenees. And this is usually the last thing people hear on our Friday night sound and meditations. It's sort of ringing around your ears. And it just brings people back into the room. They're actually tuned to different elements, water, wind, earth, but I think they just sound really, really nice.
Thank you so much for doing all that this morning. That was incredible. Before we let you go, you do lead sound meditation. It is the thing that you are best known for, I guess, and you get to play with all of these things. The Tremendous Chord is getting its first debut this evening, yeah?
It is, yes. So Friday night in South Perth, in the Senior Citizens Centre. It's 7 o'clock. We will be debuting the Tremendous Chord tonight, and we'll be playing it again next week as well. And we're there every Friday night, so there are only a couple of tickets left for tonight. But yeah, there are tickets available for next week, and hope to see you. Just go to our website, our Facebook page. It's Tree Mend Us. So there's the words Tree Mend and Us Chord. .com.au, Tree Mend Us. Tremendous health, actually. So yeah,
I'm going to pop all the links up at the RTR FM website.
Yes.
Andrew, thank you so much for coming in this morning.
Thank you.
I don't know how to end out or what to play for you after this, so I'm going to let Andrew very silkily take you out, and we'll pop some Henry Wu on in a moment. You are listening to Breakfast on RTR FM this morning. My name's Taylah. It's really nice to be with you. If you've just tuned in, you would have heard just previously we were treated to some sound meditation on breakfast, which I don't think has actually happened before. A massive thank you again to Andrew Cox for being here and guiding us through that, and of course showcasing his brand new Tremendous Chord, 56 strings, two-sided instrument. It's beautiful, and we did go live on Facebook. If you want to have a look back at the RTR FM Facebook page, you can re-watch that entire conversation and all the other instruments unfold as well.